Today we're talking all about Auburn, California. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and as always, please hit the like button, subscribe, ding the notification bell, because I got new videos coming out for you every single week talking about Sacramento and Sacramento's metro area. So one of the hot buttons lately has been Auburn, and just not Auburn, but North Auburn. So we actually split these up pretty good. In this video, we're just going to be diving into Auburn. I'm going to actually take you on a tour of Auburn, show you a couple different price points. Also, check out this downtown. Now when you go downtown, they got breweries, they've got the old firehouse there, tons of different trails that actually start right there in the Old Town Auburn area. You also have downtown Auburn. Now downtown Auburn is going to be where some of your more traditional banking systems are sitting, some businesses are sitting, but also some really great food in the area that I think a lot of people just forget about. So let's get out there, let's hit that first neighborhood. We'll see you there. All right guys, so we are kind of in the first neighborhood in Auburn. A lot of people, when they come to Auburn, they're usually looking for older ranch style houses, but if you look at the one right behind me, this is something new that's happening. I'm going to kind of turn here. Hopefully you can kind of see the neighborhood out here. All these houses are built in 2022. As you can see, really beautiful properties. This one right here behind me is going for 1.4 million. It's a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, and square footage wise is just over 3,000 square foot. Of course, because it's a newer build, it's got all the updates, all the upgrades that you can actually really be asking for. As you can see, this one's really got that view, and I think that's one of the things that people forget about Auburn is really, if you move into the Auburn area, you're really going to get a beautiful view no matter where you're at. Because if we go house across the street here, right, like this one, they're actually just sitting a little bit above, so they can also look over. Now, newer houses, or finding newer houses in Auburn, something that's starting to build more and more, but what you get a lot more of in the Auburn area is going to be really lots that you can build kind of whatever you want. So I'm going to walk just down the street here. Right here you can see there is an empty lot right here, so you could have a full new build right there with the actual same exact view as the one I just showed you. Now, other than this one's pretty essentially located for Auburn itself. Down the hill is going to be a little bit older houses, but large properties. And then up the hill, you're actually going to find some more townhomes. So pretty good mixture that we have in the area, and that's pretty much true for all throughout Auburn. I'm going to go ahead and I want to fly over so you can kind of see the views, because I think a lot of people forget what kind of views you can actually get in Auburn. And then I'm going to go through, kind of show you the neighborhood, and we'll get to another house, different type of house, just so you can get a little bit better feel of kind of what the older houses look like here in Auburn. All right guys, so we are actually in the next neighborhood in Auburn. First house we were at was actually going to be as south in Auburn as you can possibly get, and that is actually where the new building is happening right now. Now this, where we're at right now and currently standing in front of this house right here, is more of what people traditionally think of Auburn. Older houses, you're gonna have ranch style houses out here. You're gonna have some hills going on, a lot of parks. This one actually is right across the street from a church, which is really cool. Wide streets, as we can see here, tons of wide streets out here. tons of trees, lots of nature, and lots of actually old trails, bridges, a lot of stuff just to explore in the Auburn area. And this is, like I say, what a lot of people have come to love about the Auburn area. Now, the property behind me, this is a 4-bedroom. This is a 2.5 bathroom and just over 2,100 square foot on the property. As you can see, it's had some updates, probably ready for some new updates on it. And as you can see in Auburn, one of the things that we do run into, just like we kind of ran into the last house, is backyard usage. Depending on where you're at, if you're on a side of a hill like this, you're gonna have a backyard. You could have actually quite a bit of room in the backyard, but if you're down that hill, you're not going to really get a lot of usable land. But what's cool about Auburn is we're still flat enough. So as soon as we come to the other side here, probably can't see these houses, but there's a whole houses over here. It's going to be more, I think, what people traditionally view as backyard, right? Really flat. Now the backyards aren't going to be as large because you're more in just that traditional neighborhood, but you can definitely see how you're just going to have more of a traditional backyard. If you want a pool, you can put a pool in there. But the neighborhoods like this can be really quiet. You're going to find a really great mix of people in here. You're going to have some young families that are moving in, really coming into this area because they want the schooling, they want that small town feel. And then you've got some older people that are living here that have lived in the houses for 40 plus years. They're not going anywhere because they love the peace and quiet that they're getting up here. So I'm gonna fly over again. Let's show you some of this drone footage so you can kind of get a feel of what the traditional neighborhood in Auburn looks like. And then I wanna take you guys back towards the downtown area or Old Town area and kind of show you really all the cool character that they have down there. So let's get at it. All right, guys, so we are at one of the other kind of iconic neighborhoods. We're just outside of the historic district in Auburn. The property is right behind me. As you can see, it's actually kind of going down a hill. So I'll do a quick flyover for you guys, but real typical, no sidewalks around here. You're gonna get these nice, large properties all around, as you can see. I want to show you, let me walk down the street here and turn the camera. You can also see, so from this property here is views throughout. So a lot of people are going to always really talk about the El Dorado Hills and how beautiful El Dorado Hills sunsets are and stuff like that, which I completely agree with. But Auburn may just get as good, if not better, sunsets. Also, the other cool thing, I feel like when I've been up here, especially in the evening showing properties, I feel like you get to actually see the night lights of Sacramento a lot more here than I've ever been able to see in El Dorado Hills. I would say one of the things is, I feel like the air is just a little cleaner over here. They don't have as much hustle and bustle and traffic out here as they would in, say, El Dorado Hills. But the property behind me is a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom. It's just over 1,900 square foot. It actually has on the bottom, there's some flat land, so if you wanted to put a pool in, if you like to garden, anything like that, you've got plenty of room to do that, all right there. The other cool thing about this one is you're not too far from that historic district, the downtown area, so you can real quickly get over there. You also, of course, have the big grounds over there, so any events, all that stuff, you're not too far. Now, I will say, though, if you're not an event person, this may not be the neighborhood for you. Only reason is you do have to deal with that traffic once you're trying to get out of the neighborhood, so just keep that in mind on a property like this. This one also, you can see that the property has had some updates, probably needs a little bit more. Actually, while we're here filming, they're down there doing some work on the property, so looks like it's a very well maintained property as well. So let me do that flyover, give you a little bit more feel of what a traditional Auburn neighborhood feels like, and then we'll find a park, sit down, kind of wrap this whole video up for you. Let's go. Hey guys, so that's it. That's all I got for you on Auburn, California. Now, one of the big things that you gotta remember just to wrap this video up is Auburn, California itself is gonna be one of those places where you're not gonna get acreage for the most part. There are some properties out there that you can grab some acreage, but for the most part, you're going for a standard backyard. If you do have a bigger backyard, a lot of times that thing's gonna be going down a hill, so just keep that in mind. And for the most part, there's small builds going on, right? So if you're looking for a new build, we can find them, kind of like that first house, but they're small little neighborhoods being done, maybe somewhere between 20 houses up to, I don't know, 50. I've even seen out there where they're only doing maybe 4 to 10 houses. So smaller compact neighborhoods that they're doing. They don't really have a lot of sidewalks in the older parts, so keep that in mind if you're a walker, because there's also not a lot of lights here. It's an unincorporated area. But I will say, I would say Auburn compared to North Auburn has got a lot more going on. In Auburn, you're gonna find the beer festivals, the carnivals, you're gonna find, they just have the chili cook-off, they have a steak cook-off, all kinds of events. They really get the family involved. I think they just kind of rule on that. The other thing is their historic / downtown area does not compare to what you're gonna see when we get over to North Auburn. North Auburn's gonna be more of, you know, your chain stores out there, where Auburn, you're gonna have a lot more mom and pop shops in the area. You're gonna have a lot more access to built out trails. As you can see, there are some beautiful trails out there that are right in your backyard. You can take this out to the North Fork at some points in these neighborhoods. You can walk for miles. You can connect to different types of trails. So I'm just gonna put it out there right now. Auburn's probably got the best trail system in the Sacramento area. That's my personal thoughts. If you don't agree, leave it down at the comments, but I think it's gonna be kind of hard to argue that. The other reason people are coming out here, of course, is the schools. But if you want a little bit more land, if you want, I'll say a little bit more spread, you're probably gonna wanna get to that North Auburn part. Other cool thing that I like about Auburn is they are trying to keep it small. So they're intentionally keeping the bigger businesses out. Not saying that they're anti-business. They want mom and pop shops. They want small businesses. So they're keeping those guys in there, but the big Walmarts and Targets and all those other guys, they're trying to kind of keep those guys out. The only last thing that I'll leave you with that I think throws some of my clients off when we come to look at houses in Auburn is going to be the fact that you can really be in an industrial area. And I've had clients where we're driving through and they're like, oh, we're in an industrial, there's a auto body shop and there's, you know, a feed store. But then you turn the corner and you hit a beautiful neighborhood. So keep that in mind while we're looking, or if you're thinking about it, that hey, you might hit a little bit of an industrial area, but just a couple different turns, boom, you're in a beautiful neighborhood with some beautiful views out there. Can you get some noise from these places? Yes, but that really doesn't bug me as much because a lot of these places aren't open on the weekends. I will say what you want to really be careful of is actually that Highway 80. Depending on where your house is at, you can get a lot of Highway 80 noise. Reason why is the Highway 80 sits a little bit down and it's almost like in this bowl shape, right? So it kind of amplifies the sound up. And so you can be a couple miles away from the actual 80 and still get a lot of road noise. So just keep that one in mind when we're actually out there looking. You'll be able to kind of hear it when we're out here. So other than that, guys, that's all I got for you. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.